First things first. NQ starting to make higher highs, higher lows on the daily. Right here on the 4 hour, you can see it's still stuck in a really tight consolidation. What we saw yesterday, it was a symmetrical triangle, but it is just in a major chop. Still got to break the higher the low of this consolidation, but you still play inside of range. But it needs to break one way or the other. It's now up in the top 20% of yesterday's candle, but it's still on a larger scale of things, still stuck inside this range. So it contracted, expanded, and broke out, and then it's right back in a chop. You can tell volume's decreasing on it as well. It's because the bodies of the candles are getting smaller and smaller right here. Came down this morning and it bounced, so it made a higher low here. So right off the bat, guys, if NQ breaks 13,119, it'd be long. First part would be this resistance level. This minor pivot, 13,155. Anytime it breaks the low of this consolidation on a 5 minute, we're going to target back down low. Take a look at ES. Consolidation going on too. It's making higher highs, higher lows. So you can see it's pushing up. It didn't break yesterday's high just yet. It's really close. On the weekly expanded range, this thing, if it decides to pick back up, guys, we can see this thing shoot back up pretty rapid. It is definitely making higher lows. Came down again. It fell to make a new low. First thing ES needs to break is this 4183 level. Now, if it breaks the high 4182, we'll see 83. 83 be key to continue to push higher. Quick. Novak Murner consolidating near the top. Facebook expanded range sitting right on top yesterday on the 60-minute. Shop doing this thing. Amazon is still wedging. BA pushed all day yesterday and it found some resistance. You see how it opened up and go back and finish to 60 later. So, and on that. Also, if you're new, start with micros, one contract at a time. I'm going to try to slow it down just a little bit today, and we'll look at taking just some of the better setups. So if I'm scalping, just kind of wait on me, and then when I tell you it's going to be an A+ setup, come back to a large candle, we'll look at it. And now if you want to scalp with me, I'll still give you signals. But if you want the larger moves where we can set a limit order, I'll be calling those out as well. Okay, and it'll be the trades coming back through large candles. Now, right off the bat, too, guys, if we break the low of 1394, it'll be short answer, which would take the low of this pivot right here down. So, and I'll be looking at other tickers and stuff. AMD had earnings yesterday, guys. So we can look at taking that back up. It's coming back. It's coming down right this second. It could be short. We'll target 50% gap fill, and then it's AMD short right now. NQ breaks right here. It'll be short. So it's short right this second, guys. NQ is gonna be short again in just another second. Short again right there. NQ gonna be short again on the low of day here. So 13,082. AMD short again right here. If you want a piece of it, target 50% gap fill. NQ short again right here, guys. It'll get you a piece of it. And now this is an A+ set. If we look at it, if we look to the left here, it's come back in this large candle. So This is a clean setup. Below this point right here, we're coming back to this large candle. So again, the next entry is when it takes the low day out. So we'll target the base of these candles, these large candles here. Base 50%. Now there's expansion as well, so we got to keep that in mind. Right here. All right. So if it does break low a day again, be short. Now there's expansion right there going on the 15. You saw the trend line to the downside. It rejected off of it. Now we're looking at on the 5-minute here. There's resistance up here. This is where being able to compound these candles come into play. If it takes the high of these wicks right here, be long. That'll be your better setup. All right. You put a limit right on the body, maybe $1 below the body there. Any point it takes the low out to be short. AMD short again. We're going to target 50% gap fill on it, guys. We're target 96. Make sure you're dragging a stop down with it, locking in profits. NQ short again right here, guys. Remember, it's coming down. It's an A+ setup here. Regardless, you want to be scalping it. Short again right there. Short again right there. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see that big green candle there. See that big green candle? Now you can break it down. See that wick there? It's found a little bit of resistance right there. Now, if it breaks low a day, again, guys, you set a limit order for 13,053. Okay, 50% of this candle. If it breaks 13,053, the next target will be 1340. Draw that trend line across there. Taking off that peak there. And you can actually bring it up just a hair. AMD hit first target, which is 96. Dropped $2.50 already. We got 1 minute left in this candle here. It's going to open up inside. So it should look like this. It goes inside. If it breaks the low here, it'll be short instantly, guys. All right. There's a higher low. So every time these candles open up, you want to watch it. It's bullish. If it goes solid green here, it'll be long. Target's going to be 50% of this candle and then pivot. Okay. We got expansion. So it expanded. If we drew a trend line there, it expanded on a 15. Okay. Takes a low out, and a lower low. Long right this second. Already hit target. Next target is going to be pivot 13,092. So as soon as it goes solid green here. Now it can come up to retest this pivot before selling back off if it wants to. And of course it's shorter than the low. So shorter than the low, long over to high. Hopefully you took profits on AMD. It's long right there. I missed it. I set up my stuff here. See how it came up to retest it? Now we want to see it break here. If it goes solid green, the target is the pivot, and then we'll break it down to 50% again. So 13,100, and then the open and high. Take it long here. Mama, come home. I can't give my money. Stay with me. Gonna be long again. We're high. It's long again. Take in profits up there. Now, right up on top here, guys, is a major resistance level. Right here. We want to see how it reacts. And I guess, and I can't even speak. That's major resistance right there. If it takes the low out, these are the two ranges. Your safest entries right here, guys. Of course, if it takes the low a day out, it continues that big green candle. All right, and you'll target 50% of the body, and then the open the candle. If it takes the high out, we get back in chop. So remember, when we go back through chop, we get chop. All right, so price will react 100%. There's no doubt about it here. BA's long right this second. Target gap fill. Then we're going to target pivot 15. It breaks that consolidation. We can see a nice push up. Long right here. Take some profits on it. Long. Take profits. Long. Take profits. Now, what you need to do is I'm scalping in here. I see direction. What you need to do is you need to wait till it breaks one or the other to be safe. Long. Didn't feel me. I missed that move. $5. Y'all want to be able to? Do you want to be able to hear the fill orders or not? I know it might get on somebody's nerves.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
If we break red here to be short, we'll target the low of this candle here. AMD short again right this second. Target low of day. BA already hit first target here, guys. It's long again right this second. Add to it.
It's like NQ's respecting that 15-minute pivot right now.
If it is breaking down here, all right, here's the next candle of the day. Short off the bat. Take profits right there. Can y'all hear it?
No, your order fills? No.
Yeah, I'm turning it back up. Currently inside, a lot of resistance right here. It's long. All right, it's too low. I went long right there. Long again. Holy shit. I'm trying to adjust it and do it at the same time. Sorry, guys. I don't want it too loud. BH, you got in early, your stop's at 154.40. In case it pulls back to retest this pivot, you want to try to stay in it. Now remember on this thing, when it comes back through chop, you get chop. So this is all chop here, a really tight chop. You see how prices are reacting this level here. Now, one thing too is right here is a major support level. So if you pulled up book maps, that's what you would see. Every time price comes down, they buy it right back up. So any break at these levels here is going to be, it'll be short instantly, of course, but you're really safer waiting until it breaks the highest wickedness range right here, honestly. Because if you take it over this right here, your target's here, and it chopped before, it could chop again. So needs a clear break of that area. AMD short, guys, right this second. Just about to add to it. Let's go ahead and take profits on BA. Fixing a short here. Now, NVIDIA is fixing to go short in a split second, too. It'll be short under 194. Your safest, your target's going to be 193 as your safer entry. Super volatile. This entire range right here, super volatile, guys. What you want to do is you really want to wait. If you want to be safe, you want to wait till it breaks one way or the other. Your best trades come outside of this range, all right? Extra short right this second. I'm going to short here. Take some profits on it. I'm doing that because the rest of the market is pushing down here. It's kind of stuck in limbo. Long. I get filled here. I'm gonna close it. It was green for a second. Short. So we're stuck in that range. It needs a breakout. Let's close it out. Ooh, AMD still going. We'll wait. We'll just wait on it. Right in the middle of range. It's been at 30.15. It's stuck right in the middle. Major buyers, major sellers, right in the middle. Come on, come on. Coin's gonna be short right this second. Got a few shorts and break retest to the downside. Short here. Take some profits. See it making higher lows here. It's also making more highs, wedging. So the day's range would look like this, and we're right in the middle of it. You need to pick a direction. Short. Take some profits. Short. Take some profits. You need to take the low. So right now it's a lower high. It's inside. It's inside. As soon as it picks a direction, so as soon as it takes the low out, it makes a lower high and a lower low, and it breaks that. Target would be the low. short, take profits, short, take profits. If it takes a lower day out, it'll be a massive drop here. Either way, because there's low and day. Remember, low and day and high day is always significant in itself. Right? Because if it comes down and fails to make a new low, that's that's bullish. Just take it. The video is short right this second. Target's going to be that $3 level, the $3 level. I can't remember what it was. Same thing with that. If it breaks, we'll see a big sell off. X is short here. It's a good spot to add to it. We're right back in the middle of the chop again. So here, they're short. I've reduced size as well here. It's just chopping. Short. All right, short. Profits. Took out the low. Right back in the chop. Now it's a break retest on that pivot on the 5-minute here. Short again. Yeah, if you look at the market on any 60-minute chart, it's right dab in the middle. PA's breaking back above high day. Making a high here. If it breaks right here, this will be a better setup. I'm still short. I'm down 12 points. I'm now down 6. If it pulls back up, I'll close. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Got back down 4 points. I'm going to wait for a break and I'll re-enter. Short. Profits. Okay. Boy, it's volatile. I'll tell you that. If you're in coins, drag your stops down. Yeah, the pullbacks are insane. So micros, first off, just sit on your hands. Just wait and sit on your hands until it breaks. Yeah, little day breaks. Yeah. It's chopping today, boys and girls. Yeah, usually at a break like that, usually there'll be at least 5 or 10 points, but boy, it shot down. You got to have a limit or a bracket order, or it ain't gonna fill you. It just won't fill you. I'm fixing to close this trade out down 6 points, 4 points. Let's see if it starts to pull back up. I'll just cut it. Oh, I'm in profit now. Let's see if it fill me there. It's just so quick. Dang. Yeah, so yeah, super crazy today, guys. Their tracings are definitely insane. Yeah, yeah. Yesterday and today, the pullbacks are so massive. You've just got to take profits whenever you can get them and quickly. Netflix short right here, guys. We continue to sell off on it. Amazon just went short. I'm gonna go short again right here. $3. I mean, it's crazy. Short again. $3. Short again here. Let's see if we get a break. There we go. There we go. About damn time. My damn money. Plan on that. Close that one out real quick. Breaks all day again. We're coming back in that large candle. Short. Short. It can pull, man, now you know it can pull back just as fast. Let's see if this right here holds as a resistance level. Short. If this thing breaks, we can come right back up. All right. I'll take profits. All right. If it breaks, it'll be long. We'll target 13 to 1370 area. Because this is resistance right here. So it was support acting as resistance currently. If it takes the day's low, it'll be short instantly. So short here. Profits. Short. Take profits. Short. Go back up to high. There we go. Short again. It did. Yeah, there we go. Short again. Take some profits. We'll come back in that large candle now, guys. Short. There we go. Every time it takes the low out, short. And either way, it's probably going to pull back pretty hard here. Short. Big deal. Short. Oh, yeah. Take some profits. Short. I'm going to close that one out. We'll just wait. We go to 15, we can see it's large candle. Short again right here. Let's let it soak for a little bit. There's that big green candle right there. It breaks this wick right here. The next target will be 1311, and then the pivot. So that'll get us to 12995. There we go. There we go. Short. Short. Making profits. Short. Making profits. Profits. Short it. So we get filled right there. All right, let's go back to 5 minute. Target's going to be these wicks. Now, down here on this base is a major support level. Right here, all this is a major support level, so it can pull back at any time. It can come down to this pivot here, get close, and turn around and go right back to the moon. So it can come down, get close, and then shoot right back up the pivot. So right now we're at this pivot. We've got to be careful because it can bounce short. Long. Ooh, because it's on that pivot there, we're looking for a bounce off of it. And even if it continues to go lower, we can look and we can play the pop on it. But there's buy order sitting right there. It looks like expand the range right there, pushing back up here. See if we can take the high here, or the high wick. Needs to go back to green here. Your safest entries over the top of this right here will target 50%, and then wick, and then pivot. Take profits. Crazy market. This one went short. Amazon's gonna be short again right here. Make sure you're dragging your stops down. AMD short again. If you're in Doc, you drag your stops down. If you're in Coin, drag them down. Make sure you're paying yourself along the way. So short here, $8. If it takes low a day, it breaks that pivot, continues the downside here. Short right there, $5. I'm gonna short again right here. Let it soak for a little bit. All right, while we're letting this thing soak, let's do this. Let's pull up Coin real quick. Coin went short up here on the 5 minute. Let's see. Yeah, let's put a limit in here. There we go. Take profits on that. Short again right here, guys. Coin 5 minute went short up at the top on the rejection of the pivot. Short again. $3. Short. Ooh, or $6. All right, let's wait. Okay, let's look at Coin right quick. I'm doing a lot of scalping here, just 2 and 3 points. I'm up $8,900. Gonna be short again in a second here. Short. Get filled there. Short again. I'm only playing 1 or 2 contracts at a time. Anyway, we'll look at Coin right quick. Coin went short on the break retest right here. Let me clear this out of the way. Right here. This is a major consolidation here. It breaks it on the 5 minute. You see that big volume as it breaks the pivot here. It gets outside that range. It pulls back to retest, making lower highs. It's short on the low right here. As the next pullback, short again here, here. Right now it's consolidating. Be short again in the low. Holy shit. There's $10. Short again. $3. Oh. Short again here, guys. It's selling off. Short again. It's picking direction, guys. And then when it breaks the 60 pivot, There's 30, 40 points there, maybe more. Short again here. Short again. We will get a big pullback on it in a second. All right, coin, every time it breaks consolidation, it'll be short. So here, when it picks a direction, it'll be, if it breaks the lower day, it'll be short, right? Say it's consolidating here currently on the 5 minute, and it decides to break the high of this candle here. The first thing it needs to do is break the resistance right here. All right. So if you want to look at reversal back to the top side, you're safest to wait until it breaks. It's at least 25% from the base for one. And more important, it needs to break that wick right there. Get you outside that range. Dock here. Dock use it right here at pivot 60 currently. Should be target. Same thing, just a break retest on the 5 and the 15. Of course, I'm looking at signals on the 5 minute, on the 15. Right here, see the consolidation? So your best trades come outside these consolidations. All right, so break retest. Stop's right, going to go on the right above the body by 30 cents. This is kind of volatile too. Short here, come back to retest, short here. Amazon broke consolidation, coming back down a large candle on a 60. Same setup. They all look a bit different. Here's consolidation. It's short on a lower day. So here, big sell-off. There's a pullback. So this is the next consolidation. It breaks in a lower day. It's short. Next consolidation here. It breaks in a lower day. It's short. Consolidation. Short on a lower day. If you pull up the well, if we pull up the daily 4 hour, you'll see the A+ setup on it. Right here is consolidation, kind of like NQ. We want NQ to pick a direction. Right? If NQ, guys, if it breaks this damn pivot 60, it will be a damn sell-off. It'll be massive. It'll be massive. It'll be 200 points. It'll be a 200-point sell-off. So there it is right there. This is a compound green candle here. This is a green candle down at 20, 30, 67. I can't talk. Going short again here, going to add to it. Let's go to the higher time frames. We'll look for the A+ setup there. But your best trades come back to these large candles. Here it is on the 4 hour, and there's it on the daily. Let's put it up on the 4 hour. Have more candles you can look at. There's an A+ setup right here. Right here, lower highs. There's a consolidation. It's a flat bottom break. Short on that candle, we're going to target the open, the low, and then the low of that candle right there. So your best trades come back to these large candles. Target's always going to be 50%. The open, the low. And if you look at the month on this thing, it's an A+ setup too on Amazon. So this thing can really take a hit. The pattern works on all time frames. It doesn't matter. One just takes a bit longer. So here's consolidation. Making higher lows or lower highs. It breaks out on these candles right here. And now we'll come back down this large candle. It's a compound 2 here. So if it starts breaking these wicks here, major problem. All right, you keep pushing back up, taking profits on it. It's sideways. It's made a lower low, all right, but it's still making a lower high. If it can break Previous candle's high, 13,006. We can see it start to push back up, and of course, it starts pushing back up target the pivot. Yeah, have a good day, Goose. Yeah, it's been really, really choppy today for sure. Yeah, anytime we're in a major consolidation, especially on the 60, that 60 range is really really what done it. Let's look at NVIDIA too, because NVIDIA broke the downside as well. The first target was at 3 level, and I'll show you it's $3. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'll show you in a second. Now, NVIDIA is an A+ setup too, guys. It actually triggers again on a lower day here under 189.50. It'll be short again. We're coming down this big green candle here on the 60 target will be 186, 187. This thing went short under these candles right here as an aggressive entry. The target was right here, 193. So $3. It breaks it, retests. So right here, it retested on that wick right there, come back off. Next entry is under this new lower day here. Continues. You can see volume starting to decrease, so it's starting to chop sideways here. This candle, this green candle is inside. Right, so it's a neutral candle until it starts breaking out. Now remember, this pivot's a magnet, so if price starts breaking this candle right here, we can see it come back up to retest this too before selling back off. At any time it takes the lower day, we continue the downtrend because this is a lower high. Right, so that's a lower high. When it takes the low out, makes a lower low, it continues the downtrend. Right now it's consolidating. It's a consolidation because it's inside. If it takes this candle right here out, it makes a higher high. So right now it's a higher low. Right? At this point, it's a point where you need to stop and address it because there's something going on with it. Now it's not a problem yet. It don't become a problem until it breaks out one side or the other. Right now, if you're short, it's a good problem because you continue the downtrend. If it breaks this wick right here, well, now you got a higher low and a higher high. Right? So on these trades that reverse like that, you're best to wait until you're at least 25% from the base of it, right? So 25% from the bottom, and you want to find the strongest and the closest resistance level, and your entry would be over the wick, but then your target's only going to be here. So aggressive entry would be here, of course, your target being resistance here. Now, the reason you want to wait for 25% is because it gives you at least 2 higher highs and 2 higher lows. 15 points, 20 points, 23, 25, can't handle it. I got to take profits on it. Short again here. We're coming down that big candle, guys. It just broke the pivot 60. So let's let this thing soak here and see if we can't get about 50 points on it. Nevada's short here, or NVIDIA, I can think straight. Up 6 points, 8 points, 9 points, 10, 12. Going to take some profits on that. Short again here, up to 26,000 on the day, 26,755. Be exact. Now that we're going back to that large candle of increased size again, we got a simultaneous break across the board. This right here is an A+ setup right here on the video on the 3060. Right? If we go to the daily, we can start to see that large green candle. Now, it's not ideal on the daily, and the reason being it's higher highs here. It does break the consolidation though, and the target's going to be 50% in the open of this candle and then the low. Now, we're in a downtrend here, there's no doubt about it. So we made a lower high here as opposed to this pivot here. This could take us, it could continue the downtrend. All right. But the 5 pushed to the 15, the 15 pushed to 30, 30 to 16, and so on and so forth. Amazon went short again here. So NVIDIA's got the potential to come all the way back down. We're chasing that large candle. Now, if we look at NVIDIA on 60, if we look at the larger scale of things, it's ugly as shit. And here's why. This entire thing is inside a major chop. This is all consolidation here. Now, we want to be aware, too, of a trend line that's right here. Right? So when it gets close to that area, we want to be mindful of it. Now, first target's here. Now, the reason that it's okay to trade this is because this big green candle here blocks out everything that's directly behind it. So even though we're in a chop here, it blocks everything out behind it. All right, and NQ fixing to go short again here. Takes the day's low. And again, we're coming down that big green candle. I'm gonna go ahead and add to it here, guys. We're coming down that big candle. I'm telling you what, it's just gonna go. So everything directly behind that green candle is null and void. NVIDIA or Amazon's still coming down. Now Amazon's target's 2367, and that gets us to the base of that big green candle. It's a compound 2 candle, right? And I tell you what, it takes the month down, guys. So this fucking thing can drop to $2,000. Amazon's in major trouble. Major trouble. See, this A plus setup here is a lot better because of the lower highs. It's in a downtrend already. SPY's in trouble too. That's a short right this second. Could see $700 eventually. Tesla's an A plus setup come down a huge green candle as well. We can see 862 today, 848. Here's the NQ on the 4 hour. There's that ugly stuff we were in this morning. The best trades come outside that range always. So it needs to take a low of that out or the high. It doesn't matter which way it breaks. Now it can come back to retest it. So it can eventually come back to retest this break area, and so support can become resistance for selling back off. Now the first target's gonna be 50% right here, so you can set a limit. If you got micros, you may want to just set it and forget it. Put a limit on there. Now you want to have a hard stop, of course, but it's going to come down there if it's the open and low. You still want to actively manage it. Starting to see some profits here. I fixed to close this one down 6 points, 5 points, 4 points. I'm trying to hold on. I don't like sitting here letting it bake too long. Just let it bake when it's green. Here we go. Take profits. Short it again here. I'm waiting on this break here. 4, 5. Come on, break, girl, break. 6. Push it back up. I should take a profit. AMD huge sell off on that thing. It's almost a pivot. This is still coming down. All right, let's pull up NQ here 5 minute. Now I want to show you what I'll be looking for if this thing starts to come back up to retest pivot. First off, you'll see it start to lean sideways. The first thing I want to do is I want to see at least 25% from the base. If I draw this as one candle, I want to see 25% from the bottom. And I want to see it break the strongest and the closest support resistance level, which is really, an aggressive entry would be long over this candle here. Target would be here, 50% at the open and the high. The 25%, what it does, it gives you at least 2 pullbacks to the top side. If it goes green, I might cut it. Or if it goes solid. %25 gives you at least 2 pullbacks to the top side. We'll go ahead and cut that trade. But you want to find the closest, strongest support level from that area, and your entry is going to be over the tallest wick. Now, you want to be in as early as you possibly can so you can take advantage of the full move back to the top side. So 25% gives you at least higher highs, higher lows, or two of them. It's long right here. Now, it's still very weak. We're just playing a pullback on this thing here. But what it does when it breaks resistance, there's a lot of when it comes up to that, it breaks a lot of there's a lot of buyer sellers there. So it takes a lot of buying to break to that level there. All right, and the wick's the same thing. Wick's a hidden level. There's a lot of resistance on that level as well. So it's going to break the bodies in the wick, which are two strong levels to break through. And also it gives you a tight stop. So if price decides to pull back, your stop goes on the body, so it gives you a tight stop. So long over here, short over here, just consolidating. Breaks that high first target to be 50%, but the bodies because that's resistance. And then the wick. Coca-Cola made a pretty good move today. We're right back in consolidation here. It's a literal sideways move. So hey, so here's what it did. It came back up to retest that level. Push back down. All this is a sideways move here. It needs to break the high or the low of consolidation. When it takes the high of this wick, it continues the uptrend, right? So it still don't mean we're going to push right back to the top. Got to take profits on that. See if we break here. If it breaks that where the arrow is, the target will be the bodies. All right, and then the wick long. We're going to break a high here. We'll scalp it back to the top side. Again, this is still consolidation until it's not. Now it is making lower high or higher low and a higher high here. All right, so that is a sort of an uptrend. It's long. You feel me? So it's looking like this so far. Came down. This candle here broke the high of that candle there, making a higher high. The next candle opened up inside, made a higher low. It takes the high of this candle out, makes a higher high. So there's a pullback to the top side so far. But it does no good unless it can break major resistance. And ideally, if we're going to call this a bottom, you want it to start retesting prior support resistance. All right. Till then, it's still a consolidation. So pullback versus reversal. Reversal will start to retest prior support or resistance, making it a support level. So that's how I that's where my confirmation comes from, reversal. So right here, support became resistance. So here became resistance. And over here, resistance becomes a support level. So it comes up, breaks the resistance, which is on the bodies, retests it, and pushes back up. Right now, that body is the target. Long. Can you feel me? Long. Not going to be greedy on it. It's right there on resistance. I want to say all this is still a sideways move. This is still consolidation here. And we just had a big sell-off. So look here. First off, we broke the consolidation on the 60, which is major. It looks like this. It came down, consolidated, and it broke that. Now we're down here consolidating again. All right. So there's a damn good chance we break and continue to sell off. All right. Now we know when they break a pivot, there's a damn good chance it comes back up to retest the pivot too. So when it comes back up here, once that reacts. Now this candle here is opened inside. All right. So here's our first lower high or higher low. And this right here is the next one. So far it's inside. We don't have a direction just yet. Now, the more candles we get, the better direction that we get. So of course, if it takes that wick out, that'll be aggressive entry topside reversal. And your safest entry to the downside is, of course, is on that low. All right, so that's your safest entry. So you can just wait, and it's just a better setup. I'm gonna go ahead and short it here. See what happens. Now I don't suggest you do. I suggest you wait. So you really need to wait on the break. Either way, it'll be nice. It needs to break the high of that candle there or the low of this one. All right, that's where, as a safe trader, that's where you need to enter at. You need to enter when it breaks the high of the low. I'm gonna go ahead and close that one out. Back down to 21,000 a day. If it breaks the high to be long, of course, the body is going to be target. It's long here. Take profits. See, wait. It's made a high. So that's three. There's a higher low. There's a higher low. Higher high. Higher high. Higher high. All right. So there's two pullbacks at the top side, around 25% from the base. So that breaks back above again. Long. Good on this one. Sheesh. Wait. Again, if it breaks the target, it's only going to be resistance here. Amazon starting to push back up here too, which means Nvidia can start to pull back up, and AMD still consolidating here. At any moment, it breaks low, that'll be short. Give you that big sell off on 6, 74 hour. Start ripping here, taking a 60 straight up. Crowd absolutely dying. Want to be short again on a lower day. Same with Docu. Docu breaks $80, it's short again. So short here. Profits. Short. There we go. Short. See if we break this low here. Key is to break this low. There's a lot of stops right there. $6 points. 10 points. Short again here. Let's see if we can break it. Let's see if we break. There we go. I don't know. Cancel that one. Short. Right here, I'm looking for any place this thing can bounce or retest. Right here is a major level of resistance. Again, it's right back in the middle of the chop again too. So here's the range of the chopper right in the center of it. Let's see. Rejection. Crowd still selling off. Definitely trying to go short here in just a second. All right, NQ breaks lower data be short. Okay, so here we see it consolidate and just happens to line up for a box. Right here, it takes a low, the day's low out to be short, so there's a break retest there. Still making lower highs here. A flat bottom breakout. And 30, so we can get some choppy chop. AR's been on the Bob's camp for last month. Monster. This ain't gonna stop. There's a break retest 4 hour daily. You just take that 38.51 right in the middle range right here. Watch EQ. Still in consolidation. If we can break the high at 973, it'll be long. Same with Amazon. If it breaks the high this week, right here, this candle 24.17 is long now. And of course, you can come back up to pivot. Made a higher low on the 60. It's, right here on NQ expansion. It's also broke and it's retesting pivot on the 60 here. All right, you can come back and retest it. They can expand it just a little bit for pushing right back down. No. There's definitely a possibility of retesting on the 5-minute. Especially if we get that retest on the top side 60. So the 60 looks like this currently is pulling back in current candle. It pulls up and retests the top side, it'll come right back up in this garbage. Still consolidation. This is a solid red candle right here. So of course, if it starts to pop back up here, we can move back up to the top very quickly. Now, if it breaks current candle's high, the target's going to be this wick here and this one. And then, of course, bodies, the wicks all the way back up the top. But it should move very quickly. A lot of stops on these wicks and the bodies. It is making higher highs and higher lows right here as well. I don't know what's going on with Upstart, but it's ripping. And when you take these consolidation breaks like this, your safest trade is always going to be on a retest. So it breaks out, retest, and pushes back up. It gives you a floor. It's like a safety net. To be honest with you, I'd love for this thing to break down. It's a much cleaner trade. On the 15 and the 30 as well. That wicking down here, it did see it went outside, it made a lower low, but it made a higher high. This is all a major support level. Every time price got close to this level here, they rejected sharply. And we can tell that because of the wick, the size of the wicks. Next candle inside. See if it goes. Breaks the hottest candle here, continues the uptrend. And the target would be that wick right there. Those bodies right there. Support. Here's today's range. Right here. And we're currently inside. So all this is inside the range. There's a compound inside candle. It's a range. It's a chop. Give me long in a second. Breaks. Now you can set a limit order at 50% of this candle in the wick. Scalp. Go long here. I have to stop out of this one. After 10:30, everything goes to shit. Yeah, I'm gonna close it. Pullbacks are just way too low now. Breaks crack candle slow here to short. Short. The drivers. Short. The drivers. Short. The drivers. Short. The drivers. Drivers. The drivers. Last time it came down, it broke it, but it failed to keep going. There's a major support level here. If it breaks this, it runs all those stops instantly. It can really take off. It did wick past the penny set. And then it pulled back sharply. Short. There we go. Short. Short. Preface. Short. Preface. Short it. Now what I'm looking for is it to come back up to hold. So this area right here, that entire area is a resistance level. I'm looking to see if it bounced off this area and continues to go down. If it doesn't, I'll just cut it and I'll wait for the next break. Draw that. Wait. It was a major support level. It broke it, so we hopefully it acts as resistance. If it don't, we'll go back and start chopping again. Put a limit order in. Here for 920. If you got time to put a limit order in, it's the best thing to do because it'll tick so fast. It only gotta take it tick 1 second to fill it. I'm gonna have a bunch of contracts. So if you're not in Q, you need to wait till it breaks the low of the day here, or this high wick. That high wick gets you to here. Tesla will be short on a lower day, and Amazon is short right this second. Can be aggressive where the target is lower day. Crowd continues to sell off there. I appreciate that, Rob. You know, patience is a virtue. Really, you know, I'm scalping and I'm scalping, I'm scalping. Um, and I make it look easy. I think I make it look too easy, which is really not a good thing necessarily. NQ short here if you want to be aggressive with it, or it'll be low. But you know, wait on your setup. You know, I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you, and everybody should be able to do that. But wait on these breaks and consolidations, like here when it broke, or it breaks the high. You wait on the setups, and after 10:30, of course, a lot of these breakouts they'll fail. But if you'll just wait on your setup, and if you look to your left, look for the trades come back to solid candles. All right, those will always be your cleanest moves because the price action is cleaner. Like where I'll trade inside this range right here, or this range here. For a new trader, it's not safe to be nowhere in this thing. You want to wait on a break the outside, so you'll just wait on your setups. Starting to see some green right here. But yeah, just wait on your setup. Wait on a break, come back to a large candle. That's going to always be your best setup for sure. And your best trades will be before 10:15, 10:30 as always. If you want lower volatility and a cleaner price action, wait till about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and then trade for an hour or two, or trade before the market opens. So between 6 and 7 is a really good time to trade. The candles are not as big, so the pullbacks are not as aggressive as they are at open. These candles are huge. Now you can tell volumes decrease on this thing too because of the bodies. The bodies will tell you volume. The bodies will tell, or the candles will tell you who's in control. They'll tell you who's in control and when. But yeah, just wait on your setup. The best setup's always going to be those ones coming back through those large candles too, even in trend. So right here is consolidation, and right here, it made that lower high. Right, so it opened up and it made a lower high. As soon as it crossed that candle there, it made a lower low. And of course, you could target the wick, and this little move here that's a pretty good move between this wick here and this wick here. It's a good move. Then you can target body. There's always these trades within trades. Here's one here too. It made a higher low. All right, it opened up inside. This candle here opened up inside. It made a higher low, and as soon as it crossed this candle here, it made a higher high, and the target would have been, of course, the body wick. And you really want to be taking profits before it gets close to that body or to the top of the wick. But there's always trades inside these ranges for sure. And of course, it's going to be short on a lower day. So let me redraw that, because remember, at first, this is a major support level right here. Support is not necessarily a horizontal line either, it's a range. So this entire range here was a support level. So right now, this support on this side, on this right side here, we want to act as resistance. So we want it to see price comes down, pulls back up, it breaks out, so it breaks out of that candle wick there, and now we want to see it this level hold. All right, so as soon as it breaks, it'll be short. It'll take that trend line down. So there, shorter than that low wick there. I'm going to add to it and say the downside here. I'm going to go short right there. I'm a little bit aggressive with them, and shouldn't be. You should always wait on your setup, a clean setup. But all day to find one, and it happens multiple times a day. And of course, the higher time frame the setup, the bigger the move. Of course. I'm going to take profits on this thing in a second. Pull it back down here. I'm tired of sitting here waiting on it. It's $8. $3. It's a break here. Let's buy again here. See if we can break out here, continue that downtrend. So that's a break retest there. It needs to take out the pink line. There we go. Short again. Now, let me redraw this right quick because when it breaks this candle here, it could come back to act as a resistance level even on this candle here. See it pulling back in there? So first off, price came down, pulled back up, broke down, right? Broke, pulled back, retested this level here, right there. This level here became support, the range. It broke out there. It pulled back to retest. It broke it again on this white line, and it can come back to retest a second time. So, not retest a second time, it can actually retest that line. So it would break, retest, back down. So the break area could act as, so it broke right here. That area itself is a support, could act as resistance. Give me my money. Short again here. Take my money back. Let me short again here. I'll take my money back. Short again. Give me my damn money. And wait. All right. So see how support becomes a resistance. So when they pull back like that, I'm looking to see if support acts as a resistance level on the way back through. So right here, went short again under, this is low a day right here. All right. That's support. Right here was support. This entire area from here to here, support. That's a range. Price breaks it, it retests it. Price breaks it, breaks lower day, it retests it. So right here, significant. This area here, this entire area here. I'm watching it. This wick right here. I'm gonna draw it right. So right there, there's the next lower day here. There's the next lower day here. All right, that's current lower day right there. And especially after 10:30, these they love to stack price right on top of each other. So it looks like that. There's the break. It pulls back. Short right now. Right up to the size. Take profits. In my profit. I'm short again and break. Every time it breaks, I'm looking to see how far it retraces. Now we're still coming down that big ass candle. I'm telling you, I told you earlier, if you had micros, set it and forget it. First target 50%. You can do that with one contract on micros. Set it, forget it. It's coming down. It will come down. So it breaks low a day here. I'm looking to see if it respects that line. So support. All right, I want it to become a resistance. So it breaks. Right now, there's a low a day. If it pulls back, if it breaks it, it should come back to act as resistance. So let's do this. Support on this side. Support. Support. When it comes back to retest, resistance. Resistance. If it breaks here, this will become resistance. Now here becomes a problem when it starts to, say it starts to come back up. So right now this candle pops up here and retests. Right? So now resistance to support. it's created a floor where price can come back up. So every time it creates a floor, it gives you a line in the sand. It gives you a hard stop. And if it breaks that shit, first of all, it could pop through there pretty quick because a lot of stop orders on there. But it's resistance or support. There's a bunch of buy sell orders there. So support comes resistance. Resistance comes support. Simple as that. There's consolidation here. All right, we'll just box it out here. It looks like this if you just want to draw the simplest can be. Now again, price can come back up to retest this again if it wants to. That's a major, the bottom of this right here is a major support level, and hopefully it turns into resistance. Now let's look at let's go up to 60 again. This pattern works on all time frames. Right here. Consolidation, it breaks it. Now again, there's always a chance that price breaks it, retest, we're selling back off. Target's going to be 50% of this big ass green candle here. And it don't have to be scientific. We're going to target open low, but just 50%. You don't have to be. You don't have to bring in a calculator and figure exactly 50%. You can if you want to be exact. You can pull up pips with it and do it that way. It's up to you how precise. But at 50%, if the 50% target is 12,900, take profits at 12,905. Same thing when you get to open. When you even on scalping, when it gets close to the open of a candle. I want to take profits before it gets close to it. I'm not going to take it when it touched it. I always want to be out before the herd. Yes, sir. Now there's good money in the scalping. I'll tell you that. The market the last week, this last few days, is the last couple of days been crap. All right, it's starting to smooth out now, but it's because the reason it was shit is because of the 60. I'll show you exactly why the market's been garbage. It's because of this right here. Right here. This is why the market's been shit. Right here. We're in the middle of consolidation. So that's a compound one. It's the inside candle. This is the range right here. Pivot to pivot. We're inside that. Stuck right in the middle of it. And boy, it was ugly. Expanded. Volatile as all get out. Came down. I mean, the pullbacks and the wicks were just insane. They were insane. These moves, these candles are huge in here. And then pre-market, it tightened up. It got really tight. It broke the high here, pushed up, broke the low, and then sold off. Big sell off there. And now below the 60. Gonna short right here. Now I still got some of my contract short side. We're down $3 right now. They're in profit right this second. Take profits there. There's $9. I'm gonna go short again here. Hopefully break because it's a break retest downside. Short. Take profits. Short. So we get a big sell off here. Now we just continue the 60 down, guys. Remember, target 50%. And if you got micros, you can set them and forget them. Of course, you want to drag your stop down or set a limit or whatever you want to do, but the target's going to be open low and then pivot. All right. Take the profits there. We're going to pull back there, short again. Pull the 5 back up. It broke support. Remember what I was telling you that after 10:30, they love stacking. They like stacking the pressure on top of each other. And here's what I mean by it. Right here, support. And if you look to your right here, it's resistance. Take profits. Short. The next one is here, right? So this entire, so there's the bottom. This entire range right here is a support, and it should act as resistance. The price is going to continue to go lower. So look here, price breaks down, pulls back, all right, and right here was resistance as well, right there. All right. It breaks right here, retests it, breaks again. It's trying to retest. It'll be short again under the low. So it's just a retest. So right here, here's the base of it. Stacked all on top of each other. Now, see that big red candle here? Price can push back up through there if it wants to. So first thing it's got to do is break this resistance. So it's short again right here. $6. So I'm going to do is just draw support. All right. Support. Right now it's new lower day here. Support. But every time it pops back up, I'm seeing if support, prior support, acts resistance. The more touch supports, the stronger that support resistance level is. So right here's the first one. It broke that. It broke that was lower day. Lower day. So there's a level here. Breaks it, retests. Takes lower day here. It breaks it and retests. If it breaks this level here, we can see it come back up 50% open. Candle. Take it long here. Now it's just plain profit taking on it. I'm not expecting any kind of reversal on it. Got a bad feeling that I'm probably gonna close it out here. Expecting it to hit 50% and the open a candle. Almost filled me. Can't stop back out. Just a second too late. Yeah. It hit 50%. I'm gonna place a limit on here because it's a lot quicker than I can ever think about being. Close. There we go. Next target is gonna be open on this thing. Now I'm gonna wait. Now again, this is not a reversal just yet. This is a pullback. Now the reason it's pushing up so fast here is because it's running stops. All right, so on the 1 minute, it's a lot of stops in this area, and plus that's a clean price. That's the large candle. All right. Now if it starts breaking this level here, that's resistance. We'll look at taking it back to the top. Right now it's a lower high or a lower low, so it's still bearish. So we wait. I'm gonna short it here. Take profits on it. I know it's bearish. So any trade that you take back into the larger trend is gonna be your best trades. All right. Now the reason it went long, just to scalp the top side, is it broke resistance here. All right. Now I'm also watching when this thing pulls back. Is it holding and respecting the level? It's long again. I'm seeing if it respects that level back top side. Another limit in here. So what that means is right here on the bodies, when it came up with resistance, it broke that resistance, and now every time this candle pulls back here, it just hit my limit. I want to see if it respects it. Is this becoming resistance? First off, on top of this level here is a major resistance level. It would take a shit ton of the buyers would have to step in and break this level. All right. Now, if it breaks that long, the only problem is you got another level of sellers right there. Let's short it here. I'm going to target it back down to resistance or support on the line I just drew. Yeah. Short again. Take profits on it. So right there, if it had come up, made a lower high. Now, we want to see how it reacts to this level. Right? Now, because if it comes down and now it's holding, if it's acting as support, it's starting to be bullish again. Now, on the 15-minute, 30-minute, this is sideways move here, not going to register at all. These are still lower highs and lower lows. I'm short it here. I'm going to target this white line here I got there. So take profits. I was trying to put a limit in there. I sold it. Short again here. That will limit in. All right, let's see if it comes back down. Right now, I see it bouncing off that level. I need to break it. If it breaks the bodies of the wicks here, I'll cut it. I'll cut it instantly. Or if this current candle turns green, I'll cut it. Whatever comes first. I'm playing inside of range. That level is acting as a support level. And let me say this, I'm playing inside this range. If you're brand new to scalping or trading, wait, wait, here's what you need to do. You need to wait till it breaks these wicks here, or the low of the day. It's as simple as that. Now, the major trend, the higher time frame, of course, is down. And on the 60, we just broke that major consolidation and taking it down back through a big, huge, beautiful candle on 60. So your best trades will always be in that direction. Now, if we break that level right here on the 5 minute, guess what? We got a bunch of shit right here to deal with. So whenever you come back through chop, it'll be chop again. It's just all there is to it. If it's chopped here, it will chop. When price comes back up, it's gonna chop again. There's no doubt about it. And right here's a major resistance level. So it would take a shit ton of buying to ever break that level. So you can bet your ass if it breaks this wick here, there's a good chance that it comes back up. But the first level it's got to break is these resistance here. So not all large candles are created equal. This is a compound red candle here. It's one big red candle, but it's not that smooth. First off, there's chop here. There's chop here. Now, only when it breaks resistance, it's clean. Now, this is a clean move right here. All right, that's clean price action right there. ESM stuck around support 48.50. Let me put a limit, or where am I? Already filled it for me. So short again here. I got back below 20,000. I'm at 19,000 right now. I was up pretty good. I got caught. Let me put a limit on it. We'll look at ES right quick. 909 fill. Stay. All right, put a limit in. So 907. Now, right now, this current candle's inside. All right, so the inside candle is a neutral candle. It's got to pick direction. So right off the bat, we're still making lower highs here and lower lows, but it breaks a so as a new trader, you want to look for your best trades to the downside because of the larger trend. So right off the bat here, if it breaks the low of this candle here, you're looking at a really nice setup. Anything above it, it's going to be garbage. But here's a setup you're going to be looking for during the day, guys, in the trend. So right off the bat here, if it breaks the low of this candle here, this is going to be a nice trade. It's a lower high. You're going to target 50% of this candle, the open and the low. See, that'd be a nice A plus setup, right? That's our A plus pattern right there. That large candle blocks out all the shit behind it, all the noise. You're gonna get at least 50% of this candle, and then the open and the low. You'll always get at least 50%. That move. So that would be 8. That gets you at least 5 points. And if you get to the open, it's 11. So your entry would be, as soon as it crossed the low of this candle here, would be your entry target would be 50% and then low. The market back in consolidation. Upstart's long again right this second, just broke consolidation top side. VA short and crowd, major trouble. ES looks exactly the same. It's just ugly as shit. Now, the first thing I do with ES, I don't trade it much. Just look at the month and work my way back. Right, I want to see exactly what it's doing. It broke the month downside that is actually acting as the resistance level currently. Expanded the range on the daily doji. It's just they all look like garbage, frankly. It is starting to push back down, but there is major resistance on the 4 hour here. So MQs broke out of consolidation. ES is still in it, frankly. If you look at the 4-hour here, all this right here is a major support level still. It's coming back through garbage. And because every time it came this range here, you see how sharp it wicked back up. There's buy orders there. If you look at it, each, I got a feeling it's good. So each time it came back, each time it got that level, I'm going to short again right here. Remember, that's your A+ setup, guys. And what we call that, 12.9. Let's do 905 limit. And let's see if we get there. So every time it came to this range right here, reject this sharply. But let me show you something else these market makers will do. Each time they bring it down, they'll raise their where they buy or sell it, they raise it up just a little bit. And they do that on the top side too. So every time it comes up, they'll start to sell off a little bit lower. A little bit lower each time. They're dirty. I mean, it's the way the market makers work dirty. All right, guys, if you took that A+ setup, it got you 50% right there. And the next target is going to be the low of it, or the open, and then the low. So let's short again here. And let's take profits. There's $5. Now, again, if you're a new trader, that would be an A+ setup. That would be something you'd be waiting for. And you'll see that happen several times a day, even on the 5-minute. But anyway, 60-minute ES, major consolidation. These wicks here are major buy orders. Every time it comes down there, they buy it right back up. So you got to be real careful with it. Your safest trades on ES comes outside this range, so it needs a break. 41.29 to be really safe. It's right back in the middle of shit. It's right back in the middle of chat. Let's look at our A+ setup here on the 5-minute. You're always guaranteed at least 50%. And then you'll target open low. Now, right off the bat here, this range here, that is support. And you can see how it came down and touched that support level. A+ setup went short immediately here. And of course, you can be a little bit aggressive with it. It's short right there, and you're going to target 50% low. Or not low, open. 50% open low. Now, short again right here. We're going to target previous candle's low. Take profits on it right there. Let me short again in a split second. And we'll target the low of this wick here. Let's go ahead and take profits right there. This is your A+ setup. Now we're still making lower highs here. Yeah, lower highs. And lower lows coming back through this large candle. That's really a solid green candle there. So it's got that wick on there, but that's a solid candle. Short it. $5. Now you want to be selling before it gets there. Of course, when it cuts that out, short here, it's a breakout downside. All right, so when it takes that low out there, that is a breakout. All right, and it runs stop sitting on it. Now you got to remember too, it bounced there before, so guess what? It can bounce again. All right, so if a price reacted to an area before, it can react again. Right there is a new low. So if you took one micro contract and stuck it on there, come back down that large candle 60, should be making a little bit of money here. Now ES is going to do the same thing, but it's just lagging behind. So we wait. So right off the bat here, we broke that level. Now we're seeing if this level here acts as resistance. All right, we want to watch it. You want to watch it. It's a major resistance level. So price came up just now and touched the level, starting to push right back down. So of course, if it takes the low out, you can short it. And if price comes up there and rejects it, you can short it. You can short it right off the bat. As soon as it starts to tick back down, short it. All right, just that quick. That's why I'm watching. I'm always watching. Did it respect that level? Now we're coming back down to support here. Is it going to reject it and come back up? So I want to see it push up and start to pull back down. I'll reshort it and then aim for the lower day. Short it. Get a break here. I'm gonna put a limit order. There we go. We'll look for a break at this level here. Now, as it comes down, each time it comes down, this entire area here is a resistance. All right. But as it gets closer, I'm seeing if it bounces. I want to see if it bounces off these wicks here. Short. Add to my position. Change that limit out. Woo! There we go. Short. Take profits. Back up to 27,000 on the day. It's 11:30. Probably fixing to call it here. I don't want to press my luck. Now we're still in a downtrend, guys. The thing is, the pullbacks are so massive. All right, so we are in a clear downtrend. These pullbacks are large. I mean, they're 40, 50 points wide. You know, your safest bet is to scalp. Now, micros, you can afford to deal with a pullback. It's a little bit larger. But the key is when you enter micros, if you're going to hold something a long time, you want to, I'm fixing short here, breaks. But you want to be in on the low or as it's pushing the low. That way, as soon as you hop in, you're already up pretty good. That way you can sit to that first pullback because there's going to be a little bit of drawdown during that first pullback. BA short here, guys. Big sell off on it. Crowd's no end in sight on it. Still going. Crowd short right this second. You didn't get in the first time. And a short right here. Now I want to target 50% of this candle here and then the low. There's $8. Now I know right here is support. It's acted as support before. It could act as again. All right. And the last time it came down, it rejected sharply. It don't mean it can't keep going. It can. It's the higher time frame trends down. We're watching. But there's that A+ setup right there. Lower highs, right? We're in a downtrend. There's consolidation right here. It's short under the candle. Immediately, you'll target 50%. The open, the low. And a lot of times it'll come right down to the open low. But don't be greedy. If you're gonna stay in it, drag your stops with it. X still selling off. Nvidia still coming down as well. Coming down that big green candle, guys. BA had that big push up yesterday. They're doing it all back today. Crowd just dying. Absolutely dying here. SPY still coming down. So here's your best trades on MQ. Under low a day. Right here's another A+ setup. It's not ideal. But right here, when it breaks that candle there, the target's the wick, but you want to break it down to 50%. Here's why. Because it's higher lows. right? So it starts to be bullish at that point. It breaks this candle right here. What it does when it breaks this wick here, it makes a higher high. Right? It's the start of an uptrend. Target's only going to be 50% and the high. The reason being, up on top here is major resistance. If it breaks that wick, of course, you'll target individual wicks in the bottoms, and they're stacked so tightly in here, price is going to react out and be garbage. So just keep that in mind too. Also, right here, major resistance. Right here, the more times a place touches, the stronger that level is. There's several touches there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches. All right, so at that point, we're looking to short it down. It rejects off of it again, starts to push back down, we'll short it. Short it here. I was paying attention, I would have got a little bit early. Now it can still break up, it can still break back to the top here. You always want to enter in the best places possible, the best setups, around the strongest support positions. I may close this one out, down 5 points on it. If you enter near a support resistance level, that's a good chance it's going to bounce. If it don't, you just close it. So close it out right there. All right, it just made a higher high. All right, so it took that candle out. Target's going to be 50% in the wick on it, right? This is starting to push back up here. I'm going to call it here. I'm at finish the day 26,050 bucks. So I'm going to call it here before I give you more money back. If it breaks lower day, of course, it'll be short, right? And I really wouldn't be interested in taking this thing tops out unless it can break these wicks here. The only problem with that is you get these wicks here, and that's a major resistance level too. You're coming back through garbage. Right. Here's this next candle. If it breaks the high here, target 50%, and then the body. So let's take it long there. There we go. $3. Just be quick. Don't be greedy. So even though the target's where it is, just don't shit. So I'm going to call it. We're right back in the middle of range chopping. So you can take these trades, but you got to remember, this is consolidation, sideways move, a range, a chop, long. Woo, get my damn money. There's your A+ setup, boys and girls. All right, and just hit resistance. So I'm trying to show these to you because they happen on all time frames. Even in the middle of chop, they work. All right, it worked here. Lower highs, it worked here. Higher lows, breaks consolidation. It works back through chop. Now there's a target 50% high. So this A+ setup, you can get good at spot them. You got to spot them, as they're setting up. Don't be no good at the spot them after the fact. This is major resistance there, major shit show. So past this, you don't really want to be long in it. Now it don't say it can't keep coming up, but we're still making little lows there. It's got to break this, so it needs to break it. Come back to retest it. So we want that level to act as a support level. Now resistance will push them back up. And when it does that, again, target's only going to be these wicks right here. Right? The wicks, the body, the wick, the body, the wick. And that's major resistance, major chop, major shit show. You got to come back there. So just keep that in mind. So you come back through garbage, you get garbage. So wait on your setup, guys. These A+ setups here, come back through large candles, can be money. All right. I mean, that don't look like a big move there, but they add up. So there, right there, that's a pretty good move. higher lows. As soon as it breaks the inside candle up or inside candle down, it's short. So right there, this candle here opened up inside. It made a lower high. As soon as it took that wick out right there, it made a lower low. It's a big green candle. So everything behind that candle is null and void. It's mute. So everything behind that candle is void. All right. Just like at this point in time here, everything behind this is void. Now look here. It's 2 minutes left on this candle here. Say this candle here opens up, it pushes up, and then it starts to come back down. It fails to make a new high there. It's a lower high, and then it goes green. It takes out the low of this candle here. Guess what? There's your A plus setup again. You'll target 50%, the body and the low. And then you'll target, since the major trend's down, you'll target this low here next. But right now, you wait because it's making higher highs and higher lows. No trend change yet. Now, resistance. So there's a good chance it does come back down. We don't know yet. But retest outside will push back up. There's that pivot up above too. They love to retest the pivots. They love to retest them. If it breaks that low right there, you can take it short. It's going to be aggressive with it. Or it's going to be 50% in body. Short here. Take my money. That's what it does here. All right, there's the inside candle. If it takes the low right there, it'll be short instantly. You target 50% of the candle. Because right now this candle's inside. It's a lower high. When it takes that right there, it makes a lower low and you target 50% open low. Now, if it breaks the top, it'll be long. The only problem is you got major support up here, a resistance. It's a major shit show. Every bit of this right here is resistance. Every bit of it. It's a range. So anything and everything can happen in that range right there. So it goes long over that wick. Now your best setup is when it breaks the low of this one. So as soon as it breaks that low there, it automatically makes a lower high and a lower low. All right, a lower low triggers the downside. Target will be 50%. Open, low, pivot. See how this plays out here. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna short it here. It's $5. Short again here. $2. Wait on it to break low there. Now that wick's resisted. You got to wait. Now it didn't make a lower low just then. Let's just wait. You want to when you see it, it needs to be solid and pushing. And wait. Back up 27.3. Now when it comes up, if it comes back up and it fails to make a new high, we start seeing it pull back here, we can show it again. There's a break right there. I don't trust it. Back up in major shit show territory. All right, good. This thing could rip right back up to pivot 60. Oh, starting to cut here. You go solid, I'll scalp it here. Buy it. Get the feel me? Damn it. That would have been a nice one. Buy it. Give me my money. Buy it. Give me my money. All right, we broke that major support level long. Give me my money. The pullback breaks high day or the high of the wick. It'll be long again. Buy it. Give me my money. Cancel that one. Reset it. Give me my money. See it come back to retest that level I just drew. That should act as a support level now. Give me long again to go solid green here. Now, like they're a lump it, that's a solid red candle over here. It's cleaner now, so it's a cleaner trade. This is a solid red candle here. Over that wick there, it's clean. It's a clean trade under that, or over that. Come back to retest the, so right here, that's a major chop resistance level. It's a retest. If it breaks the high, it'll be long. This is clean price action right there on the left side of the screen. Damn it. Zoom back out here. Yeah. Every time it pulls back, I'm seeing where it holds to. Let's long it here. Got a limit in. Limit in. It's in the top 10% of this range right here. If it breaks that, we'll see it push on up. Remember, it's a solid candle on the left here. Here, this is a solid, really, this is one big ass red candle to here. But for the time being, we're worried about this candle here. It's a big red candle. Right here, all this is a consolidation or chop, a major chop area. Right now, there's a closer support level. I'm seeing if this holds. I'd really like this area right here to hold, frankly. Okay, let's draw across. It would look like this is a break. Let me try to draw it clean. It breaks out, it pulls back. As soon as it takes the high, it'll be long, right? We'll come back to that large candle there. So every time it breaks, whether I don't care direction, I'm seeing when it pulls back, even in the current candle, where it's bouncing. Is it holding? Is it respecting prior resistance? Is it now become a support level? All directions. That allows me, if I see it start to reject off the area, I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to scalp the shit out of it. And a lot of times, guys, what I'll do is, if I want to be aggressive, say this thing comes up and it pulls back, right? I'm going to drop big. As soon as it starts to pick back up, let me draw it. So right now, this candle, it pulled back. As soon as it starts to come back up here, I'll buy it in here. I will buy it as it's pushing up, and I'll target the high. All right. Now I want to take it to the breakout, but I'll scalp it back to the top. So I'm rolling it back and forth. So right here, it's long right this second. Long. See if it'll break out here. I'll get a little bit of room here for a second. Let's see. It's in the top 10% of range. The sellers are taking control. You can tell because it's a hammer here, it's a Momo hammer, the pullback. Let's go ahead and take profits right there. Let's see if it'll sell me out here. Look for a break. I'm gonna buy again here. Didn't fill me that time. I got that one filled. I'm gonna sell it. Take profits on it. There's a pullback on it. If it starts to tick back up, I'm gonna buy again. I'm gonna take profits on it. It's rolled back. It's pulling back there. As soon as it starts to push back up, I'm gonna buy again. I'm gonna aim for current candles high. I don't give a shit if it breaks out again. There's about 6 points in there. I'm gonna buy it. I got a limit. I'm selling it. It didn't fill me. I tried to buy the breakout on it. It didn't fill me, so I cancel it immediately. Long again. I did get filled that time. Take some profits on it. Now we're getting close to it needs a pullback on it, so just wait. Take it long. Didn't feel me. What we doing? We're coming back up that big ass candle, guys. This thing can shoot up to 1309 as long. Take profits on it. Now we're gonna wait here in a second because I'm telling you we can get a pullback on it in a second. Maybe. Take it long. Take profits on it. Now this thing can pull back. Let me draw this right quick. Right here, this thing can pull back to about 25–30%. Right, so it'll pull back to here like this. Shoot right back up where we're high. You can short it. You can play the pullbacks on it. This is a big red candle we just talked about right here. We literally just talked about it. All right, it broke this consolidation here. Remember, this is the A+ setup. This is just a larger group of candles. It's the same shit we talked about in the 5-minute scalping. It's the same thing. There's a consolidation break. This is one solid red candle here. The price action is clean right there. All this walks out all the shit right behind it. So everything directly behind that is null and void. So we'll start at the high here and work it straight back. Now above that candle there, between these candles here, there's 3 touches. So that's a pretty strong resistance level. So right there's our 50% retracement on profit taken. Now the next level of support's right here. In a strong uptrend or a regular uptrend or regular pullback, roughly 50%, 50–61% fib level. All right. So I'm going to leave that line I drew there just to show you. Now it's going to be long again when it breaks the high. The next target will be resistance and these individual wicks right here. All right. Now that's a clean candle right here. This is a solid red candle. When it breaks the resistance level here, we got a solid red candle to here. That's super clean. It can come back to retest 1309 today. All right. Now it don't have to. Of course, it's going to have to push back up and start retesting before it goes any higher. Now, let me do this. This right here's support level. I want to see if it respects it. And on top of that, we got 3 minutes left of this candle. Say the next candle opens up inside All right. And it breaks it. We'll just say this candle here stops right here. All right. The next candle opens inside. It tries to push up. It fails to make a new high, so it's a lower high. As soon as it takes out this candle's low here, it'll be short. This right here is a solid green candle, so there's your A plus setup. So don't make a shit which way it goes. You'll target 50% open or low. So 50% open or low. So don't make a shit which way it goes. It does not matter. Resistance. All right. There's that big red candle we just traded through. See how fast it came up through there? See that wick right here? That was the entry. Right over the top of that wick right there. Over here, it broke out. There's a breakout, ran stops. It came back to retest. So see that wick there? It retested this wick. All right, it pushed right back up. So again, it was long again over the high. If you look to your right there, it came right back down and retested it. So we talked about earlier how they stick the price right on top of each other. So as soon as price breaks the high, a current candle will be long again. And you're going to target resistance. Right here. Price rejected there before. It can do it again. That's why it's our target right here. Right there. We got 1 minute left of candle. If it opens inside, let me clear this out of the way. The candle, if it breaks the low of that candle right there, your target's going to be the wick, 50% of the big green candle, the open, and the low. If it breaks the high of this candle here, it'll be long. All right, you'll target resistance. So short immediately under here, long over here. It's clean. It's a clean setup both ways. And don't make a shit which way it breaks. It's currently consolidating. It's currently inside. It's a compound inside candle. It's a small micro. So right here, this is a consolidation. It's consolidating there until it picks direction. It's either a higher high or a higher low. It's neutral until it picks direction. Come on, come on. Remember, your first target will be that wick. So short here. My target low. So I take profits right there. I want it to be solid. I'll short again. If you go solid, I'll target the low consolidation. If you go solid green, you can scalp it back up to the body. If you go solid red, you can target the wick. It's best if you wait on the break, all right? Wait on the break. It's safe. I'm going to short here. Practice. Still neutral inside. Short it. Take profits. Short it. I want it to break here. So let me see what it does here. Of course, the stop goes here. Take profits there. Short. All right. A+ setup's getting ready here. Target will be buy or the wick. Sorry. So that low wick is 38, 12,938. I want to take profit on 12,39. 12,939. 12,940. All right, I got a limit order in for 12,940. Let's see if it breaks. I'm green right there. There's support right there. I might take profits on. I don't know. I want to see it flush. When it breaks that, it should flush pretty quick. In profit right this second. Back out of profit. A lot of support. That's support. See, it's been touched 4 different times there. So see, this could right now could just be a pullback to the downside. Here we go. All right, so flushes here. Lower highs. Let me get rid of this stuff on the screen. All right, I'm looking here to see where the closest resistance level is right here. Right there. If it starts pushing back above that, then here's what's going to happen. This will be a pullback to the top side. So I'm going to finger on the close button here. And actually, I'm gonna get rid of that limit. And if I start seeing green again, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'm going to cut it. I was hoping it would have broke. I'm just kind of messing around now. I should have took profits on it. If it breaks this wick right here, it'll be long. Still making lower highs here and lower lows. So this is the lower low. It's a lower low, lower high, lower high. So it looks like this. It looks like this. Not dramatic, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Can't stand to see red. If it, let me draw it. This right here is consolidation. It's chopping sideways here, and of course your safest trade is outside this range. Okay. Breaks either side, it'll be long or short. That makes it shit. Your safest trades outside the range always. It breaks the low side. Target's going to be here, 50% open. There's a next big green candle. The target open low of that candle as well. Take it long. Long. Profits. This could be a pullback to the top side here. We don't know just yet. Your safest trade's outside that where the arrows are pointing. All right, so your safest trade's got that. It's long. $4. Long. Be longer that high. I'm gonna go ahead and buy along. So we get a break right here. It'll be 7 to 8, 10 points real quick, guys. Cancel that. Didn't hit my limit. There we go. I want to break. If it breaks, I push back up. Remember, every time it comes back up, I want to buy it as it's pushing up, and I'll target the high. Now, this acted as resistance support, could act as again. So when it pulls back like that, it comes back up. I'm going to buy it near the base and target the high. All right. Now, I'll buy it close. I'm going to catch that. Could be 3 or 4 points just on that pullback in the hopes that it breaks. But I also know that's resistance. It's resistance before it looked back before and works. So I can do it again. One reason I just take profits pretty quick. Back in that consolidation. Now this is too close to call here, so it looks like that was lower. So there's a lower high and a lower low. So if you come back down and take this wick right here out. Inside, no direction. All right, I'm gonna call it here. So finish the day 28,650. I'm gonna call it. Let me show you the levels on this thing real quick. Again, outside of consolidation is where your safest trades back in a range. So here's that wick right there. All right, resistance up there, and it's major because of how large the candle is. First off, there's consolidation. We're back in a small chop here, making higher highs, higher lows. So it is starting to push back up. The problem is it's got to break this right here. It's got to break major resistance here. Right? The overall trend's down, but we are starting to pull back up again. It don't make a shit which way the consolidation breaks. And anytime something consolidates, it can break either way it wants to break. Frankly, it can break either way. Right here's consolidation. It breaks the downside, retest. Here's a consolidation right here. It breaks the downside. There's a consolidation here. It breaks the upside. And here we are in another micro consolidation. You know, when you're looking at these things, when they break, you want to retest because this is a major resistance level on the top side, right? It's rejecting, it's hitting something, it's hitting a hidden wall of resistance. So if it breaks it and comes back to retest and it acts as support levels if the price continues. And just like if price starts to break down a little bit later in the day, you want this support level to break, right, and retest. It gives you confidence that it's going to continue to go lower. You'll target each lower or each pivot, but each former consolidation, because that's a place where price reacted in the recent past, and price can react again. So what do we see right now is price consolidated before here, right? And what's it doing? It's consolidating again in that same area. Now, it just so happened that this big candle here, gave us this clean move here. Gave us a clean move, but now we're back in consolidation. And if we look at the higher time frames too, this is lower. All right. So this is a pivot, and this is current consolidation is lower than that is. Now let's see if it breaks out here. It don't matter which way it breaks, frankly. I don't care. Now, if it does break, the target will be that pivot first. The minor pivot, that's important. The next one is here. So we are in a consolidation, and it's coiling. But the most important part is it's consolidating. Guys, I hope you all had a great day. I appreciate you as usual. Facebook, a lot of stuff starting to pick back up here. Docu's turn around, trying to come right back up the pivot. So let's see if this thing will break here. Yeah, a lot of stuff starting to push back up. Tesla is fixing to go long. Amazon's going to be long in a split second. Come back to large red candle. It's going to be long over 24.15. Let's go ahead and take this thing long here. See if we get a break. Follow through the rest of these tickers pushing up here. Coca-Cola is non-stop. Now, Coca-Cola has made a higher low on the 60. It is a break $63.64. It's the most it's getting ready to do it. If it does, we can push back up to 64.50, 66, 67. That's a break right there. Rejection. Now it expanded range, you can come right back down. Watch it here. Well, guys, I appreciate you. I hope y'all have a great day. I'm going to call it right here. If I see anything picking up here a little bit, I'll add it on private Twitter. Yesterday was just garbage. There wasn't no safe. There was it just wasn't safe, frankly. Anytime we break consolidation, there's at least 5 or 10 points there, but you got to keep a tight stop on it, and you can't be greedy. You might want to take half that, just to lock in something. Other than that, I appreciate you. And if anybody needs any help with anything, you're struggling or want to talk about anything, send me a message, DM me. You can call me on my phone. You can do whatever you want to do. I'll be glad to help you out. There's no sense in struggling. So I appreciate you, and I'll catch you all in the morning. So.